apparently that has jumped over to us being live. So I'm just going to double check that we're up and running. Make sure that everything is going a-okay over here. Yep, perfect. We are on. So if you would like to leave a comment that I can see and respond to, do so below. Let's chat. This is about personalizing this to what you need as well. We're going to share this into the group quickly. So this is a great training that we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about SEO for WordPress. Yay! So as you know I love WordPress. You know, we're working on WordPress all the time because of how much we can actually customize, how much we can do to make this really work for your business. So I had an email this morning and I really want this to be jump on and have a chat. So leave me a comment below if you've got any questions. So I had an email this morning asking about SEO and how to actually boost rankings and how to get found and how to improve stuff on your website. So I wanted to jump in and actually do a bit of an updated training. There is some basic stuff in our client resources, but I wanted to make this available because it's fascinating how much you can actually do with a WordPress website. So the big thing, obviously, when we're talking about this is we're looking to get in front of the people who need us, who want to chat with us and need our service. So what that looks like is actually coming up in both your news feed and Facebook feed and all of that stuff, where most people spend a lot of their traction. But you also want to be found for people searching for what your business is, what you do, and how you can help them. So the first thing that we do with all of my clients is we jump on and actually make a list. And I am talking, we get good old pen and paper and we make a list. So we actually go through all of your inquiries, so many emails you've received, any details where people have asked you a question, asked you what they need help with, anything like that. And we're going to start writing down a list of things people are searching for. So things people are searching for when they're looking for your business. So for a photographer, that can be a location. It can be your style of photography and things like that. So there's a couple of ways that you can actually come up in Google. So if I look for in Melbourne. So if I do a search for birth photographer in Melbourne, and let's see how we go over here. So let's see if I can flick this over to my screen. Okay, perfect. And now I'm in the wrong spot, so let's move me over here. So what we can do is if we search for birth photographer in Melbourne, it's pretty self-explanatory. Someone who is looking for a birth photographer in Melbourne is highly likely to search for birth photographer in Melbourne. So when we do that, we can see, okay, what do we need to prioritize here? So there's a few things that we can see straight off the bat. So I have a really sneaky little plugin for Google Chrome. Google Chrome is the browser that I'm using here. And I have a plug-in here, which is, it does have a name. It's Keyword Hero or something it is. I'll link that in there in the back end to let you know. But it actually, your Google results don't normally come up with this on here, but it actually gives you what other people are searching for. So you can see sneakily what other people are actually looking for when they're looking for your business. So we can see we've got an ad up here. These are the first place that you're going to get found. They're always going to be at the top of your search. And we can see that this is an ad by this little indication here. The next place that you're going to want to be found, And I would definitely set this up. Google actually has an app that you can download on your iPhone now. That means you can go in and set up your Google page, which is how you end up here. And that will come up in search locations as well. So people will actually be able to see on a map where you are and where you're located, what area that you service, so you can set that differently, and then you can find out who your competition is. So this is probably the easiest way to come up highly in a local search. And what I mean by local search is when you offer a service that's only available in one location, it's far easier to actually rank for that because we're targeting a specific market. We're really, really niching down. We're bringing that down into a very small market. So when you are looking for something like this, you really do want to think about how much you can narrow down your market. So we talk about this in our clarity, and here we go, we've got this. So in our clarity, we talk about your people. We jump into who they are, and then we work on what you do differently and tie those together. So that is going to give you the perfect basis for what you need for your search engine management. So you're going to start there. You're going to get really specific on who these people are and how they're going to find you. We do a lot of this stuff, and we'll always be looking at brain dumps. So we'll be going through and saying, hey, okay, if we're looking at this, what kind of content can we produce? What do our clients need to know before they purchase with us? What kind of questions are they asking? Where are they searching? Because people aren't always searching on Google. So it's a matter of, you could have been tagged in Facebook. People could be looking for you using your hashtag strategy on Instagram. People could be searching the image search, and we'll talk about that as well because that's a whole other thing. You can talk about your image search and how you get found by searching for your images. And then you've also got Pinterest and stuff as well. And of course, YouTube. So Google is obviously the world's biggest search engine by far, but YouTube actually follows up second. So if you're doing great content and videos, you can totally set them up on YouTube and rank really quickly. So let's go back over here. So we can see that we've got, this is basically what we're going to want to target, because that's going to be the base limit of what someone searches for. If they're just, how much does birth photographer cost? What do I need to know before hiring a birth photographer? And insert whatever you do here. Reasons why I should hire a birth photographer. And things like that are going to give you what questions someone's actually asking in their head. Another good one that I actually like with this particular niche is how to get hubby on board with hiring a birth photographer. That's a great content piece because he may not approve. He may not be into it, and it's something that you need to talk about. So I actually have a similar thing where I have a hubby happiness file, and we give hubby the metrics. The girls like to see what we're actually getting, how it's going to change, and the feel that we're going to produce. But sometimes hubby just wants the cold hard facts. He wants the numbers, and he wants to know why, and he wants to know, okay, this is what, yep, ticks all my boxes, happy days. So we have a hubby happiness file on our computer, which we send out and say, hey, if hubby's not on board with this, here's some info that you can give him and talk about it. There's some talking points in there to get started with that as well. So when we look at these keywords here, we can look at, okay, there are 260 volume. So this is volume, number of searches, cost per click, and how high and competitive that search is. So these ones are all quite low. This one is probably the highest here, low volume, but pretty competitive. But we can see that people are also searching for birth photography prices. They're also searching for labour photography. So that's something that is really interesting. The actual industry doesn't particularly get referred to as labour photography, but it's fascinating to know that people are searching for that, because that could be a really easy way. Look at that competitive mark down there. It is so low because no one is saying, hey, I do labour photography. So what we want to look for here is a higher volume with a lower competitive. This is definitely a market that a birth photographer should be targeting, and I'm going to share this with a group of birth photographers as well, so that competition is probably about to go up. But you can also see there's Labour Photography Sydney, Birth Photographer Directory, which we actually created with Lacey Barrett, and she's got some amazing SEO going on with that as well. And you can see a couple of people are trying. So we've got Lacey's website here. You can see that she's got that all sorted. Then you've got Bree, who is actually working with Lacey at the moment and sneaking up on her too. So we're going to take a look at how this now works in the back end of your website. So you've got your list of keywords, you've got your list of questions that people are asking for, and we're going to start digging into that a bit more. So when we go over here, and I'm going to show you in the back end of my site, itchiest nose possible. So this is the back end of our Divi Builder, obviously. Got all of our options in here. And we can see with a few things, I'm just going to move that one out of the way on my screen. So we've got a few things that start to come up. So we've got this here is Yoast internal linking. And Yoast is the program that I use and recommend for all of my clients. There is a free version. There is also a premium version. This one is a little bit different because I have got the premium version on here. So there's a little bit different there as well. So let's jump in and have a look. So we've got suggestions on what we should be linking to, which is always handy. And Yoast likes to give us suggestions. So we do get an option of, hey, we need to improve this. You'll also get up here your keyword research. You have got keyword research training and stuff, and you can also go onto Yoast's website. Box is really annoying me. And they actually have some incredible training and stuff on here as well. So you can look at doing a premium. Gives you all of these bonuses. I definitely do recommend it. It is fantastic, and these guys go above and beyond on their stuff. So you can jump on over here and have a look at their SEO basics. Then they also have SEO courses. So what I'm going to walk you through today is nothing on what you're going to get out of doing one of these courses. I highly, highly recommend it because SEO is something that one can cost you thousands upon thousands and thousands of dollars, and it's an ongoing process. So you can be on the hook for however much money monthly for however long. So if you learn the basics and you can actually tweak this and adapt it and reuse what you've learnt for each page on your website, and just work on one page at a time. Just start with even your homepage and just start tweaking it. It's not something that's ever done. Our websites are never done. We're always evolving. We're always doing edits on our services, on our lead magnets, changing them up. It's never something that we just say, yep, that's going to be perfect. That's going to work forever. Let's leave it there. We don't do that. It's not something that you're ever going to say, oh, hey, now I can sit on my hands and become complacent, because that's where we get stagnant, and the next person coming along behind you is going to be changing. There is always going to be someone 2 steps behind you who probably wants to copy what you're doing. So it's a good idea to get some of this basic training, and even if you have a basic training of all of these things, you can combine them into more than that. And that's why we like to include, obviously in here, we like to include this training for your landing page, your funnel, and your lead magnet as well, so that you have got those ready to go. So you can reproduce this at any time. You can reproduce this at any time. You can recreate these at any time, and you can also just keep tweaking it. So we're going to go over here. We're going to have a basic look at our setup. So we can see here we've got what a social share looks like, and when we've got the advanced tab. We're not going to go into that because, as I said, this is not a complex training. This is a basic, get it done. I think if I look at that, it's like $39 excluding VAT. And that's US dollars. It's going to cost you like $70 to do this training and get that. I totally recommend it. Stuff like that is a no-brainer for me with business, because you can always training, you can reproduce it. So you can always jump in and get started there as well. So let's jump back over here and see what we've got going on. So we can see that our snippet preview here this is what comes up in a search. So we've got the readability analysis. That's bad at the moment. So we're going to take a look in at that, and we'll get a focus point for each item from Yoast, which is what I love because it makes it so easy to follow along. You can kind of go, okay, there's always a help button. It's really straightforward. So we're going to look at doing a focus key phrase. So we can see the problem here is that there's no focus key phrase set because this is actually an alternate homepage. This isn't the one that I worked on to start with. So what we can see though, we've got a few things that are good results, which always a bonus. So we've got SEO title width is a good job. Text contains 890 words, good job. Meta description length, well done. And I'm tripping over my words so badly today. I need to slow down a little bit. Internal links. So we've got internal links going out to other pages of our site. So it will actually walk you through and say, hey, there's a few things you need to think about. So you need to think about what your overall keyword phrase is for the one page. And then you also want to, let me just silence that. So much stuff going on here, it's ridiculous. So we want to do a keyword phrase for each page on our site. Then we're also going to go through and tailor each page within that to that keyword phrase. So we're going to look at image alt tags, and we'll explain what those are in a second. We're going to look at whether you've got internal links to other pages. So if we have a look at this in an open one from memory, and this is without me doing this for a minute. So we've got links here, we've got info here, we've got links here, we've got links here, links to here, links here, all over it. So you can move about to the next step. Now what you'll see as far as our user design is, we obviously don't want to send that every which way to Sunday. We want to be consistent. So that goes to our Work With Me page, our lead magnet, obviously, book a call, let's jump on a chat, let's book a chat, here's some other people that we've already worked with, here's the stuff they're doing. We've got links going out. So for example, this one was actually designed by Neverland Studio. So we've got links going out to those guys and saying, hey, they're amazing. And then we've got links into everything else. Again, download the free guide. Got links into everything down the bottom here as well. So you've got some flow to it, but we're giving it a simple option. So this is, okay, this is just website design that converts. Okay, so let's go with design. So if we just go with website design, let's see how we go here. So we can see, so this is a new one. I don't have this one with synonyms before. I've just done some updates and stuff, so it's like, okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, so straight off the bat, as soon as I put this information in, it starts giving me options. So I can see key phrase in subheading, key phrase distribution, image alt attributes, and okay. Now I've used this twice before. Of course I have. We're just doing this for our own benefit here, and I'm probably going to change those ones later as well. So let's, okay, cool. We've got some extra stuff that you can now read up on. So if there's anything, I'm not going to obviously dive into that because I've just read about it, but you can hit on these little question marks and get help, which is perfect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go up here and update this page, and we're going to look at fixing these issues. So what we can see straight off the bat here is, we want to load, we can see that this snippet is obviously what is going to be found in Google. So we can see, okay, this is what's going to come up when someone searches for us, what it's going to look like on a mobile phone, and then what it's going to look like on a computer. So what we can do right here and now is actually edit this snippet. So you can change this up to whatever that looks like for you. It will give you this little indicator that says, hey, how bad, if you're in green, you've got a great length of that. So we can change this up and see. So now that I've put more words in here, it actually comes up as orange and tells me that it's not okay. So we're just going to reduce that down. And this is one that I've set up as a global one, but I would like you to do this for each page. So if you've done Elevate Your Online Presence, you're looking at a total of 10 pages to sit down and do this with. It will take you some time, but it is well worth customizing each and every step. So what we've done is actually set up your image names properly, and we've set up some alt tags to get you started, but then you can take that further and keep growing it from there. So, you know, tweak up your image alt tags, see what they look like. Let's make it really great. So let's go into here and we're going to edit our image. So we can see when we go to upload an image here, I'm going to jump into my file. We're going to look at this and we're going to have a look. This is our title. And I'm just going to update that. And that's the title of our image. Now, what we want to do is then tell Google, okay, this image is about three reasons why your website isn't making sales. What we're going to do though is be a little bit sneaky in here and saying, rather than just saying website, we're going to say website design. That's going to actually tell Yoast and Google that it's related to the design of your website. So that's going to help with those sneaky little alt tags. You can also do this in here somewhere. I think it might be in the advanced. You can also do it in here. So you've got your image alternative text and you've got your image title text. So We're going to update both for good measure because Yoast sometimes doesn't read what Divi's putting down. Okay, so we've got our alt tags in there. Now, being a green one, that one's going to go globally, and that's going to update onto each page where we've got this hanging out. So awesome for that. So we've also got, we'll go back up here, we've got another image here. So we're going to jump in and do that in here. And we're going to think about other things that people are going to be looking at. So we're going to think about other search terms that people are actually going to be searching for and how that's going to show up. So I'm just going to copy that into that. But I know that one of the things that people search for when I come up is actually looking for a female website designer, because what I do is not your average website design. We do female only designs and we have a bit of a feminine flair to it. I only work with women, so we update that and it's a great way to fill that void as well. So again, we've got another one here, so let's go in and take that, upload that. What you can also do though is actually go in and do your background alt tags as well. It's a great way to just move that about. So update each and every section that you've got going on. We're going to update the page, and what that's going to do is we can see up here, this little Y in your admin toolbar is your Yoast setting, and it's telling me we've got an orange. So, and that's coming down to that readability, so it's not as smooth and easy to read, which we've rewritten the whole thing, so we're going to edit that later. But you can actually take a look in here and see what Yoast suggests. This is by far one of the best ways that we can just tweak this stuff. It's giving you everything that you need to actually do this yourself. That's why I love this plugin. It is so easy, and it just tells you, okay, this is where we need to work. So you've got your transition words here, use more of them. You click that link, it tells you about transition words. Basically, so that you kind of want to go into ways that you've got that, here we go, cause and effect. So therefore, in other words, however, for instance, above all, in addition, they break up a sentence with a before and after. So you've got, we help female service providers sell out their services so that they can. Therefore, giving them more time. We take care of your tech. However, we won't write your content. Above all, we make your website work. So whatever that looks like, copywriting off the top of my head, not great copywriting at any point, not great. But look at them, read them, use it, go back to your site, revise what they're telling you to do, and you will get a better ranking, and Google will respond to that. So we have got a green coming up here. So yay, green is great. We've been told we've got this happening. What we can improve. So an improvement is maybe you should do this. a problem though, we really want to have that there. So we can go in, and if that needs to be in our first paragraph, we can either put it into the header or we can put it into here. And yeah, again, I hate doing copy on the fly. So we'll just sneak that in there and update that and make Yoast happy, because I legitimately hate doing copywriting, and especially not when I'm trying to use my words. So we're just going to leave that be. So we're going to update that. It's going to roll and we're going to get that running. Let's see. We've got the orange one popping. Is it going? Yes, we've gone to green. Green is great. Green is going to help you every time. So let's jump down here and see whether that's improved it. Yep, so we need to still put it in the first paragraph. That's fine. And we've been using it before, so I'm going to make sure it's in subheadings. You can then just dive into that. So again, the biggest thing with your SEO is obviously making sure that you are giving Google the best information that is going to help your clients. I like to explain it to my clients as Google's a bit like a library. So a librarian. Google has all of the books in the library, all of the books in the world. But if you go up to the librarian and ask for a birth photographer in Melbourne, she's going to be able to point you to that section. But you need to be able to say, on the dust jacket of the book, the dust jacket needs to read, hey, this is for birth photographers in Melbourne, this is great service, and we provide birth photography services in Melbourne for such and such. So you need to be able to tell Google, this is what my website's about. This is how we're going to boost that. So while we've got some basics built in, SEO is not my niche. I'm not just an SEO consultant. I do the overall picture. We do some basics, but this stuff here is actually really going to help you, and it's going to help you repeatedly. So when you're doing a post on Facebook, when you're doing a post on your blog, when you're doing a video, all of these thoughts and this list that you've got happening is actually going to help you produce better content. It's not just about website design and having that as your word for everything. It's thinking about other ways that your clients are looking for you. So jumping back into and going, okay, if someone's looking for a website design, maybe they want to know about SEO. Maybe they want to know about sales funnels. Maybe they want to know about lead magnets. That's why we've got this system set up. That's how we do everything with that system, and it all refers back to each other. But using this basis of who your clients are and what they need to know from you is the best benefit that you can start with. So you always need to keep that in mind. And I actually have mine up behind me. You would have seen on my Instagram stories, I did a flip around of my screen, but I actually have a pin board behind me which has my vision board, and it also has some notes that I make myself just to keep me on track, but it also has my this week's goals, my 90-day strategy, my 1-year goals, my 3-year vision for what I want my next 3 years to end up like. I also have my signature solution up there, so I have a printout of that on my wall because I know that that's everything that I'm doing repeatedly. It's everything that we're setting up, and it's a flow because it works. So there's always stuff to do in that. But this is really, really going to help you, because you're going to be able to go back and say, okay, my clients want to know how to dress for a photography session. My clients want to know some locations in and around Melbourne where I can have a photo shoot. How to look your best in photos. Lots of things like that are going to take you out to a wider audience as well. So you're not only going to get tag team on saying, okay, it's a service in this area, which is what your Google Your Business page is perfect for, but you're also going to then link that up with saying, okay, we've got some great content for people who are looking for a photographer, and we're going to serve them that as well. We're going to give them that on a platter. This is tips for keeping your newborn calm during their first photo shoot. How to get hubby on board with hiring a birth photographer. Whatever that looks like for your business, and we brainstorm the crap out of all of this stuff, but whatever that looks like for your business, because what actually happens is, as you're producing this content over here and saying this is what my clients want to see, Google is saying, okay, they're in this area, but hey, check out what these other books that they're doing. This librarian is going, well, she's also got this stuff, and she's giving this stuff to her clients, and she's teaching her clients this, and hold on, this is a really reputable company. She really gives a damn about what her clients need. Not only do you actually give a damn about what your clients want, but Google recognizes that as well. So they all kind of go round in circles to support each other. It's great content for your socials. It's great content for your blog. It's great content for YouTube. It's great content. So each time that you're doing stuff like this, it all adds to your ecosystem. So I think that's about it. I've rambled a lot today. There's a lot of information here. There is a lot of things for you to think about. But I want to give you some little action tips. I want you to go away, sit down for half an hour with a pen and a paper, and just write out the list. Questions that people ask you, things that people are searching for. Go through your inquiries in your inbox and say, hey, people are saying that they went looking for this, or they got referred by this person. Track that back as well. Go through and make a list of things that your audience is going to want to see, that your audience wants to know, and start there. And that plane going overhead is probably a good sign for me to sign off. But there you have it. That's everything that you can get started with. So I want you to start with that list and then move on to SEO and optimizing your website beyond the basics. And I do suggest WordPress, Yoast SEO. It's YOAST. Do a quick search on that. They will come up on Google because they're really good at their job. So if you have any questions at all, I'll be uploading this video onto YouTube, and so that you can refer back to it as well. And it will also be in my Client Resources Hub for easy access for all of my clients as well. And it's also in the Elevation Collective Facebook group. So plenty of places to find this online. If you have any trouble at all, just shoot me an email or leave me a comment, tag me in a comment, and I will be able to respond to that as well. Have an awesome afternoon, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Happy optimizing.